In this video, I'm going to give you a tour inside an online course on Moodle. I'm also going to show you how you can make adjustments to the look of your course and add activities and resources for students to interact with. To begin, here I am on my dashboard page on the Bethany Lutheran College Moodle site. And I'm going to click on a course that I have teacher access to, so I have the ability to edit that course. I'm going to click on this online orientation course. When I click on the course, you'll notice that it has the same 3-column layout that all pages of the Moodle site have. However, you'll notice that some things have changed. In the administration block, I now have course administration options that provide me with a few useful links that I'll use later. Scrolling back up, this middle section is where the hub of activity in my Moodle course is going to be. This is where I'm going to post all of my activities that I need students to access as they flow through my course. But right now it looks a little bare, and there doesn't appear to be any place for me to add new activities or change the look. In fact, if I click to expand these 4 units that have already been added, you'll notice that there's nothing in these units yet, and there doesn't appear to be any way to add anything. The thing you need to remember to do to make changes to your Moodle course is to click the button in the upper right-hand corner of the page to turn editing on. Once you click that button, you'll notice that you have an array of options available to you that you didn't have before. The first thing I'm going to click is this gear icon that's found at the top of any section of the course. This particular one is in the main section of the course that displays right at the top. When I click that, it allows me to edit that section, and in this case it's going to allow me to add a title for the section. I'm going to choose to title this section that's at the top of the course the same as the title of the course. To do that, I had to uncheck to use the default section name, and then I can type whatever name I want. I could also type a summary of the section. In this case, it would be a summary for the course, and that will display on my Moodle page. I encourage online professors not to put extra text on their main Moodle page so students don't have to scroll past it. Now that I've changed the title of this section, I'm going to click to save changes, and that'll take me back to my course main page where I can see that title right at the top. Next to each of my unit sections, a new drop-down menu has appeared that allows me to edit the section, which takes me to the same page as clicking that gear icon before. To highlight the section, so maybe I want to make this the active section of my course that students are looking at as they log into my course, I can remove the highlighting. I can choose to hide a section entirely so it shows up italicized and it looks as though that section has faded a little bit. Or if a section is hidden, I can choose to show it again. Or I can choose to delete a section entirely. Let's say that I have more than 4 units in my course, or maybe instead of using units, I'm setting my course up according to weeks, and this is week 1, week 2, week 3. If I need to add additional sections for additional units or weeks, I can click this little plus at the bottom that increases the number of sections. For instance, section 5 might be week 5. I can continue adding sections like that to my course until I have enough to contain my entire course. If I found that I've added too many sections, I can either delete them in the drop-down menu here, and it will ask me if I'm sure that I want to get rid of it, or I can delete extra sections by clicking the minus icon at the bottom of the page. The most important thing that you'll need to do in your online course is add activities for students to interact with. Now you'll notice that there's one default activity that appears with every course. It's always the same. It's the announcements forum. And that is a very useful thing to have on your page because it has some special properties. If I click on that announcement forum, as the teacher for this particular forum, I am the only one who has the ability to add a new topic to the forum for students to view. And what I would do is I would type my topic title, the message that I want to display, and this is all going to be contained within a discussion forum. But what's so special about the announcements forum is that when you type a message and post it to the forum, not only does it display within that forum at the top of your page, it also automatically emails to all of the students in your course. So this is a very effective way of communicating with all of your students at the same time, and also having a record of that communication that's stored in the forum on Moodle. Now, if you ever find yourself on a page within your course and you want to very quickly and easily get back to your course main page, the easiest way to do it is to click the course title in the breadcrumb trail at the top of the page. Also, in Moodle, you are able to use the back button without bringing up an error page. If you would like to add activities for students to interact with, you'll click this link to add an activity or resource, which brings up a menu of all of the different activities and resources that you have to choose from. Activities are listed first, and these are the things that students can interact with, and usually you can assign a grade to students' interaction with these activities. Resources are found at the bottom of the list, and these are things that students can view, like files that you choose to hand out to students, labels that you post to the main page of your Moodle site that help to organize the activities on your site, or even links to other websites. Because resources are things that are simply viewed by students, you are not able to assign a grade for these. Let's say I want to add an assignment to my Moodle page. To do that, I'm going to click the radio button next to assignment. Notice that a description of what an assignment is shows on the right side of this menu. When I'm ready to add an assignment, I click the Add button at the bottom, and it brings me to the Assignment Edit page. Here I can give my assignment a name. I could type a description. This will display when students click on the assignment. I can choose to display my description on my course page, but once again, it's not a good idea to put too much text on the main course page. So I'm going to leave that description off and make students click on it. And then there's a lot of other options that you can choose for the format of your assignment. Once I'm ready to post this, I'm going to click Save and Return to Course, and it shows me my course main page that now has that assignment activity posted. Notice that every activity has an Edit drop-down menu next to it. This drop-down menu allows me to get to that Edit Settings page that I was just on, so I can edit the different parameters of my assignment. I can move it to the right or to the left on my page. I can choose to hide it from students so they can't see it, but I can. Just like you can hide sections, you can choose to duplicate it, which is handy if you set up a bunch of specific parameters from this assignment and you want to quickly copy those parameters to a different assignment. Or you could choose to delete it from your course page. And I'm going to choose to delete this one because I don't actually want it there. As you design your course, keep in mind that you want it to be easy for students to flow through your course and use the materials that you post in your course. A good way to check and make sure that your course is easy for students to use is to view it as a student. The first thing I'm going to do, I'm going to turn the editing off because that gives me a view that's almost like a student view. But I'm actually still logged in as a teacher. To log in as a student, I'm going to scroll down to the administration block, click Switch Role To, and I'm going to choose to switch to the student role. This will show me the course as a student actually sees it with the different options that a student would have available. Once I'm done viewing as a student, I can click the drop-down menu underneath my profile picture, and I can choose to return to my normal role as the teacher of this course.